Conservative Catholics always make three terrible arguments, and I want you to be able to recognize them. Here's the first one, which is a false dichotomy, which is not true. Roll the clip on the sexual revolution.
What's irrational about the sexual revolution is the following. Sexual revolution, short version, anybody can do anything they want sexually and nothing bad will happen. Ever. Anyone.
So this lady's a professional Catholic speaker when it comes to matters of sexual morality, and she has flattened the entire field of ethics and discussions on society and sexuality into either anywhere, any place, anytime without consequences, or the Catholic position. And the world is much more complex than that, but she gets to make an argument that works better when she doesn't even acknowledge what the other side or multiple sides have to say. Here's the next clip.
No human culture in the whole history of the human race has ever done such a thing or even attempted such a thing, but there you go.
So she continues with a false dichotomy here, which is it's not either the post-1960s American sexual revolution or Catholicism in all of societies everywhere. In fact, most societies in all places and all times have disagreed with Catholic sexual teaching. Whichever you want to say with it, to bulldoze the entire field into these positions is not true. Next, she's going to launch into a very ornate narrative. And narratives are really compelling because there gets to be a good guy and a bad guy and everything makes sense. What she's about to say is simply not true.
The subparts of that are contraceptive biology, which says we must separate sex from babies. Okay, the next part of it is we must separate sex and babies from marriage because we feel like impose on adults the responsibility of a lot more committed to try to.
At the very least, it bulldozes the entire field and everything you want to say into an easy narrative, because then her arguments succeed better without her even having to prove it, because we're hardwired for narratives, not reality.
I think that you can have a whole society where sex is sterile. It's crazy to think you can have a whole society where kids don't need their parents.
So this is just a complete non sequitur. She's trying to bulldoze every issue on sexuality into, if we don't follow the Catholic position, which is no birth control at any time, any place, for any matter, even if it saves the life of the mother, that can never happen because kids must meet their parents. And the thing is, we can have both. Whatever you want to debate on these issues, it's more complicated than what she's saying. So the next section, whatever you want to say on LGBT issues, is not a good faith representation of what anyone on my side has to say. She relies on conservative Catholic parents having only watched this interview, and the only way they know about ideas that disagree with them is through her, and she already disagrees with those outside ideas. Whatever you want to say on these issues, at least listen to the other side and what they have to say on their own terms, instead of through somebody who has a vested interest in you not actually hearing the world as a more complex pace.
And then the third part of the sexual revolution is what I call the ideology, which encompasses sexual branches, feminism, of course, transgenderism, and sexuality. And that the sex of the body is not really important. You can do whatever you want, socially, culturally, sexually. It doesn't matter who your partner is, it doesn't matter how you present yourself, and if you really want to, you can change the sex of the body. None of that matters. That's what that's obviously crazy too, because men and women are, you're going to get evidence on a regular basis to contradict the sexual revolution. So therefore, you're going to think, you got a lot of power, and you got a lot of propaganda.
And like any good conspiracy theory, she's got to end with a persecution complex.
And the biggest problem, Matt, is those dang Christians. See, the taboos, that's the problem. We got to get rid of the taboos. The taboos are harmful.
They're the problem.
That's
reality is the problem.
The reason why this is such poor form in terms of an argument is that if she can say that you are threatened by even considering outside ideas, that not only are the outside ideas wrong, but they actually want to harm you, your brain is going to shut down and stop thinking. Because it's her flight or fight response. If she can lie to you about how LGBT protections and religious liberty interact on a legal level, she can get you to stop thinking and considering the other side and using your brain. Notice how this entire video, we didn't even get into the arguments because she is such poor form about presenting them. She's lying to you about how many positions are available. The world's more complex than her narrative or a caricature of it. She's telling you what the other side thinks, and it's not what the other side thinks. She's lying to you. And then she's trying to get your brain to shut down and say that you're actually threatened by considering outside ideas. We need to have better conversations on these topics. And lying like this and such poor form argumentation is not how we get there. We didn't even get into the arguments, and I want to get there, but we can't do that when religious people like this keep shutting your brain down from critically thinking about things. Do better.